Yo, this is Nev Lapwood, snowboardaddiction.com. You're checking out the Frontside Boardslide video lesson. A frontside board slide is where you're sliding down the rail backwards with your board facing uphill. Before you get into this trick, you're going to need to have 50/50s and normal board slides on lockdown. Make sure you have them on a whole bunch of features so you're super familiar with how your board slides in the park. Doing frontboards properly requires a strongly counter-rotated body position. This means that your upper body is rotated in the opposite direction to your lower body, like this. It means you can keep on looking downhill in the forwards direction of travel while sliding backwards, and allows you to come out back in your regular direction at the end of the feature. Hop off both feet and position your lower body into the frontboard direction. Notice how my upper body counter-rotates in the opposite direction so that as I'm sliding, I can continue to look forwards. As you imagine the end of the feature, release the counter-rotated body position so that you land and ride away straight. You can make these movements a lot easier by actively using your arms. Start with your arms back towards your tail. After you pop, your arms counter-rotate and end up towards the nose of your board. Then as you release, your arms return back. Back, forward, back. Get your board on and feel this body position. It feels awkward at first, but this is how it's done. In magazines and videos, you will constantly see the pros using this counter-rotated position to do frontboards. A lot of riders find that frontboards become a little easier with your body weight positioned slightly over your front foot, like I'm doing here, but also gives you a bit of added style. Get on a gentle slope and practice moving into the frontboard position. Feel how your body uses counter rotation and imagine you're actually hitting a box. Draw a box in the snow and frontboard it. Once you're feeling confident, let's take it to the park. For your first ever frontboard, be sure to use a small flat box similar to this one, with minimal consequences if you fall. Get familiar with the box by banging out a couple of mellow 50/50s and board slides. Find a good spot where you can drop straight with the required speed. Avoid doing any speed checks as they tend to throw off your concentration. When you practice frontboarding on the snow, you are using a toe edge to control your speed. However, on a box, the most important thing is to keep the base of your board pressed completely flat using absolutely no edge. The weight of your entire body must be projected directly down at a 90-degree angle to the box. The best method to get the feel of keeping that base dead flat is to use the 50/50 shuffle technique. This is where you start off by 50/50ing the box and then shuffle your board into the frontboard direction. Start off by only frontboarding the very end, then gradually shuffle into position earlier and earlier on the feature. After a few tries, you'll become accustomed to how a frontside feels and your confidence will increase. Be sure to start the feature with your hands towards your tail so you can actively use your arms to counter-rotate. The next step up is to pop straight into the frontboard position. When you take frontboards to different box features, you can always start again with the 50/50 shuffle before jumping straight into the frontboard. It's a super safe method and will greatly increase your confidence. Always look at the end or past the end of the feature, which helps to slide the whole length. As you slide off the end, release the counter-rotated position. This will automatically point your board back downhill. Absorb your landings by flexing with your knees as you hit the ground. Ride away like you own it. When you start hitting kinked features, it's important to pay attention to where your body is. To keep your base flat, you must have your body weight at exactly 90 degrees to the feature, being projected down into it. So when frontboarding through kinks, you need to adjust and keep that base flat. On rails, it's harder to use the 50/50 shuffle technique. However, by this stage, you'll already be confident sliding frontside. To hit down rails, you need to jump on from the side. The counter-rotated technique is exactly the same, and your front board balance is now becoming well refined. Notice how when you approach a down rail, it is in front of you, on your front side. This is where the name Frontside Boardslide comes from, and is taken directly from skateboarders who were doing front boards long before us. Mixing it up with ollies and nollies onto your front boards adds a rad element, or adding a 270 out in either pretzel or bagel direction. Rip it up. This is Nev Lapwood, snowboardaddiction.com. Have fun. Visit www.snowboardaddiction.com to check out more.